What's going on? What's going on, you brothers, man? What's going on? It's your dude, Mr. International Passport. We here. But who's here? Can you hear? Can you hear me, brothers? Can you hear me? Press one in the live stream chat if you can hear me loud and clear. Who's here in the building? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Is my audio good? Is it clean? Is it crisp? Is it concise? You gotta let me know, please. Right? That'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you very much. Who's here in the building, man? Who's here? Who is here? All right. Can I get a couple ones? Who's in the chat? Johnny 2TG Base Pill Clips. Thank you so much. Who else is here in the building? Let me know. Let me know who's here, please. Zamisu, what's up, Zamisu? Price in the building. Trex, awesome. Okay, Aussie in the building. Okay, awesome. So let's get straight into it. Okay. But before we do so, special announcements. Okay. So very soon we will have Japan Exposing Japan Part 2. And I have a feeling that what I will discuss will have to be moved to Kick and on Twitch. Okay, so it'll probably be a YouTube stream. I'll be streaming everywhere, but as it gets more deeper and more, let's say, naughty talk, that's going to be on Twitch and Kick. So once again, right, if you're not following me on Twitch and Kick, you're losing out. Okay, so again, go and follow me on Twitch. Go and follow me on Kick. I'll post a link here in the chat. Okay, and make sure you do so because we're gonna have part 2, and part 2 is going to be explosive. Okay, Twitch and Kick. I'm gonna break down the true Japan. Right, again, no one is speaking about real stuff like me. I give you the good, the bad, and the ugly. I don't sell dreams. I want to equip men, brothers, when they go out there with all the info they need. You take it away and you make your own personal decision. All right. So once again, go and follow me on Twitch and on Kick. Okay. So aside from that, please make sure you like the video. Likes are very important. Show happy some love. Friday tonight, hit the super chats again. That'd be greatly appreciated. Show happy some love. Hit the PayPal donation too. Join the Patreon as well for intel on how freaky foreign women are in the bedroom. Japanese chicks, Mexican chicks, French chicks. It's all on the Patreon for you brothers. Go and check it out. Okay. And of course, copy you a hoodie, a t-shirt, something from the Teespring store, which is in the description box below. And last but not least, book your IT consultation with me for IT advice, IT guidance via the Candy link below. Okay. So tonight we have a very interesting show. Okay. And the title of this stream, as you can see, is that Chinese woman racially abuses IShowSpeed, exposing Chinese racism. Okay. So I'm going to speak my mind here about the relationship between black men and China. I feel like, a lot of people are skedaddling around this topic because they want that Chinese box, right? They want that Chinese cat, right? But me, right, I don't take disrespect. And we have to call out, right, China's disrespect or some Chinese people's disrespect against black people. We're going to break down the hypocrisy of Chinese people, of some Chinese people, right? How, especially with their dating choices, how they view black men, right? And the whole 9 yard. Okay, I'm gonna break it down tonight because I'm sick of it, and to put it out there, I don't believe any brother should even step foot in China. I don't believe that any brother should even consider stepping foot and living in China, right? You're playing with fire there, okay? So a lot to discuss, and of course, there will be a calling show later on for you to speak your own opinion as well, okay? But let me get my words out there, and let me get that story out there as well, okay? So let me just share my screen as to why I'm a bit angry in regards to, you know, the image that China pushes out around the world is nowhere near the real China. Okay. And, you know, let me just show you two videos here of this streamer called IShowSpeed. If you don't know who he is, he's probably the biggest streamer in the world right now. Okay. He's doing a Chinese tour and he's from America, etc., etc. He's a Black American man. Okay. And he's in China, right? And he experienced two, right? And I think there was also more as well when he was given a flower of cotton by Chinese people, right? And I'm sick of how some Chinese people, right, treat black people, and but they ain't got no smoke for white people. They ain't got no smoke for white people, right? They ain't got no smoke for them, but they got smoke for us. It makes no sense to me, right? For me, again, IP is the reporter of truth here. We don't lie, and we don't cap on this channel. I will give you the good, the bad, and the ugly. So let me share my screen here, right? Okay. And of course, we have brothers in the chat already caping for Chinese people. This is amazing. Amazing. How many Chinese people are caping for black people right now? Hardly any. But you guys out here, oh no, blah blah blah. She's cosplaying. Come on, man. She's not dumb. Oh, she's cosplaying IP as a character. Yeah, as a racist character, spewing words that are disgusting. So let me just share my screen over here, okay? And let me just shoot. Yeah, we good. Okay, so share screen. If I can have that clip. Some of you brothers, right, need to stop being saved to the box, right? Video file. And let's go to the first one first, right? Okay. Present, share screen. Okay, so look at this over here, okay? So two videos here, right, of racism, okay, from Chinese people. Okay, here's the first one. Look at this. Make the screen bigger. So you look at it.
Damn, this traffic is terrible. Chill. You should take it. Bro, you should take it. Wait, driver, wait.
What? Why is it freezing? You see what I'm talking about, bruv? See? Why is it freezing out of nowhere? It was working before. Flipping, you see? So it's some sort of, it's crazy. Why is it freezing? Why is it freezing? Hold on, let me just see what's happening in my router. Why is it flipping me, bro? Bruv. Don't effing play me, man. Why is it not playing? Oh my god. Let me just try and fix this right. Hold on. This is an absolute joke. Absolute joke. So out of nowhere, you know, it just starts buffering, and it was working perfectly before the stream. You see what I'm talking about, bro? Out of nowhere. That's a bit strange, right? Let me try and get that clip. Let me see over here. Okay, let me see here. Absolute effing joke. Why is it freezing? Effing hell, man. Okay, now I think it's working now. It's freezing out of nowhere, bruv. It's flipping freezing, huh? Out of nowhere. That's pretty funny, right? Weird. All right, hold on. I think it's working now. Don't you dare freeze on me, bruv. I'm about to tell the truth here, and you're just freezing out of nowhere. I rebuke you. Get out of here, man. All right, so let's go. Present. Hold on. Present. Share screen. Share screen. Okay, here we go. Okay, so we're here. So let me just get the first one out here. Okay, over here. So look at this. Okay, so first clip of racism towards IShowSpeed by a Chinese person. Right, shocking. Let's go. What's the fucking sound, bro? Let me get the sound up.
This traffic is terrible. Chill.
Yeah, Air Jordan 1 Columbus, Travis Scott. You should take it. Bro, you should take it.
Wait, driver, wait.
No, give it right here.
I'm gonna give it.
No, open that shit. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it.
Fuck is
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it.
Wait, guys.
You're gonna love it. Whoop.
Oh, come on, man. You see? A banana is a gift. Effing disrespectful, bruv. Effing disrespectful. I'm keeping a buck here. Like the way some Chinese people move has to be called out, bruv. It's not a flipping game, bruv. Where's the smoke from Chinese people towards white people or anyone else? Why is it always black people, right, that they seem to have a problem with?
Come here, motherfucker.
What? And then he's making monkey noises and he's smiling about it as well. Like, I'm gonna keep a buck here, right? That's how a good amount of some people, right, from that country, right, or that community view us. I'm keeping a buck here, bro. And we hear countless stories, right, from black men in the UK, in America, right, or even black men going into Chinese owned shops, right, and it's always problems, bro. It's always smoke with them, bro. I'm keeping a buck. And he's still making a noise. He's still making the racist noise.
This dress? How do you think this dress?
Darren.
Darren, you love it?
Can I have?
I take this photo for you.
Larry. Bro, you told me it was some Travis Scott's in there.
Yeah, bro. It's Travis Scott with bananas, bro. Yo, I got you finally.
Thank you.
What the
fuck?
What? So that right there, right, is the first instant there, right, of stupid, dumb racism, right, from a Chinese person. And it's something that I hear commonly from black people who live in China. But some of you guys will continue caping for them for some reason. And that's why, right? That's why, you know what? I ain't got a problem with the president of the United States having a smoke for China, man. Because I'll be real with you, right? Can you become successful as a black person in China compared to America? I don't think you can, bro. Based on what I've heard about black lives living there, the quality of life there in China, there's clearly some sort of issue that they have with us. And I just don't get it, bro. So that's the first clip over here. Second one is even more disturbing here. Even more disturbing, bro. Hold on, give me a second, right? I'll pull it up for you in a bit. Even more disturbing. What the flip? There's got to be a censored version here, because obviously saying she's an N-word killer, bro, that's just wild, man. Hold on. I'll pull it up. Okay, let me try and find a clean clip over here. Give me a second, please. Let me see. And then you guys forget it's a flipping game. You know, it ain't a game to me, bro. It's not a flipping game. No one else is calling out the effery, right, that they do towards us. It's all fun and games. No, it isn't. It isn't. It's a so-called world leader, blah blah blah. They got smoke for us, bro. And you want to live there? You want to live there? Well, good luck. Any black guy that is thinking about stepping foot in China, I really question what's going on in your brain. I really do. I question what is going on in your brain. I hear most negative things, right, as to how they treat us compared to any good stories there. Now, I'm not saying there isn't good stories about people living in China as a black person. I'm just saying that there's more negative stories, right, from black people about living in China. So let me pull up the clip here. I'll try and find it real quick. Hold on. There's got to be a clean version because I'm not about to be playing that you know, spewing nonsense, man. She's an N-word killer. Nah, bruv. Okay, so here's another one. Okay, here's another clip, right, of racism towards Speed as a black person in China. And you guys think it's all sweet. Hold on. I'll pull it up real quick. I'll pull it up. I'm gonna pull it up. Okay, I found it. Okay, here we go. Okay, I found it. Okay, so here's another racism of racism towards Speed by a Chinese person that no one is calling out. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Present, share screen. Okay, so here we go. I'll make it big over here. So we have Speed in the car. Look what happens here.
Speed, this is for you.
What is this?
This is content. Speed, look.
Cotton?
Content.
I never got.
What's the effing point? What the hell's all that about, bro? Why is a Chinese person giving a black person a flower of cotton, referencing slavery when unfortunately black people in America, right, were forced to pick, were forced to pick cotton? Disrespectful, racist, downright disgusting. It is a pure disrespect that I hate here, bro. Why? What is the point?
I gifted cotton.
You are Lapidel? Yeah. Cristiano, my friend.
Why did you give me cotton?
Yeah, why? Bruv, you see? And then, IP, they love us, bro. They love us in China, bro. They love us. It's all good in China, bro. They love us there. Is that love? Is that respect? Is that camaraderie? That sounds like disrespect to me. That looks like hatred towards us to me. Disrespect towards us to me. What's going on?
Cotton.
Yeah.
W give, chat.
It's my love. It's my love.
W give. Bro, y'all be gifting me anything in China, bro. I'm not gonna cap.
Thank you.
What's this?
Nice.
Yes, sir.
What the? but they love us, IP. They love us. They're our best friends, IP. I'm sick of it, man. I am sick of the disrespect. You don't see black people doing that. You don't see black people, right, preying on Chinese pain. Yes, we know that they've been through some things in the past, right? But I've never heard a Chinese person disrespect a Chinese person about the Chinese past. Referencing slavery, the banana sounds, the monkey sounds, now cotton. These are things that have been imposed on us by a racist society, particularly by white people. You will never see a black person do this kind of stuff to Chinese people, bro. Oh, IP, they're ignorant, blah, blah, blah. It's closed off. No, they know what they're doing, man. They know exactly what they're doing. So one more clip here to share with y'all. One more clip. All right, hold on. Well, one more clip. Hold on. Damn. Can't flipping believe this, bro. Hold on. Okay, so let me try and find that clip. But IP, they love us, bro. They love us, man. Yeah, right. Let me try and find a clip. Hold on, yeah, I'm scrolling through a few things. Okay. No, that wasn't it. Where's the clip? Okay, we're almost there. Where's this clip at, man? Okay, oh, I know it is. Okay, hold on. I'll get it for you. Hold on. I think I have it. I think I saved it. Oh, shoot. I'm here. Let me just try and find this clip. Bear with me. Oh, I can't find it. Okay, so I'm gonna play it right at the moment. Okay. Let me just see if I can put it. Chinese. Okay, I've got it. All right, give me a second, yeah. So let me share my screen. Okay, so present. Okay. Share screen, and share screen. Okay. All right. So here we go. Now, I'm going to share with you a video here that is very shocking. Okay. So here's this Chinese woman, right, in front of Speed saying that she's an N-word killer. And then after that, she loves white people.
I'm racist. You're racist?
So she says she's racist. Right, one more time. She says she's racist.
I'm racist. You're racist? Yes. I hate it.
What the flip? You hear that? The N-word?
I'm a nigger.
She hates N-words?
I'm a nigger
Oh my goodness. She's an N-word killer.
killer. I'm so sorry
What?
about that. But I love your girlfriend because your girlfriend is white people.
What? She said she'll also his girlfriend because she's white people. But IP, there are friends, bro. IP, POC unity.
I love her. What? Yes, that's true. I'm so sorry about that because I
What?
Wait. I don't think you understand what you're saying. Do you speak English?
yes, I am racist.
She's racist.
I'm racist.
What? What the fuck?
There you go. There you go. There you go. I'm just keeping it a buck here. If in 4K, she says she's racist. She loves white people. You know, we're gonna break down white worshipping in that country and that community, and then she's an N-word killer. I don't even know what to. I'm baffled here. I'm lost. Right? I'm just keeping it a stack. But IP, you know, they're our best friends, bro. They're our best friends, IP. So let's break down, right, what's really going on between Black people and Chinese people. Why is it that they got a lot of smoke for us? Because it was white people that are responsible for controlling Hong Kong, the Opium Wars, right, and things that they did to Chinese people. It was white people. But I see a lot in their community heavy white worshipping. The other day in our Brazil stream, UK brother called in and said that he's working with with a Chinese girl. She doesn't even acknowledge him or say hello to him. But to lighter skinned people, she says hello, goodbye, how are you doing? But she ignores him because he's a dark skinned black guy. Number two, she says in the office that she prefers to date blonde hair, blue eyed men. I'm keeping a buck, and that's a common thing, right? I hear and see from them, whether they're born abroad or from China. The white worshipping is insane, and I don't get it. What have black people done to Chinese people? For them, right, for some of them to feel some type of way towards us, whether it's in the UK, whether it's in America. I know there's problems. There's problems in New York between Chinese people and black people, but it ain't got no smoke for white people who have done terrible things to them. Black people ain't never oppressed Chinese people. Black people ain't never oppressed, and never did any harm towards Chinese people. What's going on? Number two, right? Notice how you don't even see much Chinese women liking black men or dating black men. Come to the UK, right? Literally every other Chinese woman is with a white guy. In fact, I see more Chinese women with white guys than Chinese women with Chinese men. And that's shocking, bro. Because I see white men, white women more than obviously white women, black men. I see black men with black women more than black men with white women. But guess what, right? In the UK, everywhere, you're going to see Chinese women chasing after white men. I'm keeping it a buck. In America, in San Francisco, in LA, in the Bay Area, in Seattle, it's the same thing there. Same thing in Canada too. It's absurd. It's absurd. Brav, I'm keeping it a buck here, bruv. So before I even break down even more about this dynamic here, right? Let me just show you how they truly feel about Africa and black people. Because here's and I find it shocking as well, because I don't think the Africa's friends like that, and it's embarrassing how Africans just give Chinese leeway in their country. It's truly embarrassing. I just don't know. I don't want to go too deep into it, but just let me just say I'm embarrassed by it. Okay, so here it is, right? So let's go. Okay, let me just share my screen over here. Okay. You can't allow people that don't like you. I'm not saying all of them don't like us, right? I'm just saying that you can't allow that to happen, right? In your country. Now let me go share screen, share screen. Okay, so here's an article here that says, US versus China, the race for Africa's critical minerals. Okay, it says here, right? China's dominance in Africa's mining sector. Embarrassing. Why is China dominating any part of Africa, bro? Right? Okay, you know what? Let me read this first, okay? It says here, China has established itself as a dominant player in Africa's mining sector over the past 2 decades through its Belt and Road Initiative, China has provided infrastructure investments in exchange for access to raw materials. Chinese companies control a significant share of Africa's mining operations. That's effing embarrassing, bro. How many African companies control anything in China? How many African companies control anything in China? So why the flip does China control a huge part of anything in Africa? Come on, Africa. Come on, Caribbean, man. Particularly in countries rich in critical minerals, such as the Dominican Republic of Congo, Zambia, and Zimbabwe. That's embarrassing. The DRC supplies nearly 70% of the world's cobalt, a key component in lithium-ion batteries. Chinese firms, including China Molybdenum and Zhejiang Huayu Cobalt, have acquired major stakes in Congolese mines, ensuring a steady supply of this crucial mineral. China has also secured long-term mining contracts by financing infrastructure products such as roads, railways, and ports. Countries like Zambia have received Chinese-built infrastructure in exchange for copper mining rights. How about you build your own country, Africa? Like it's always embarrassing when you got to hire people to build their roads. The English people build their own roads. Canadians did too. The Swedish did so too. Like, just get something popping in your own country and build it yourself. Like, I'm just tired of the flipping embarrassment here. Looking beyond mining, China has also positioned itself as a leading processor of critical minerals. African raw minerals are often exported to China for refining, giving it an edge in the global supply chain. China's deep financial ties with African nations and its control over mineral processing make it difficult for competitors, including the US, to challenge its dominance. So we have a nation, right, China, that has a lot of power in an emerging sector, minerals, which is needed for electronic cars, phone batteries, etc., right? And some of them don't like us, and I'm not saying all, but you know, I'm seeing some things, right, in China, in the UK, in America, and Canada, where the Chinese community, right, just don't rock with us like that. But they have power in our home nations. How are you going to allow people who may not like you have power over you in your own country over critical infrastructure? Time and time again, I see videos of Black African workers get mistreated by Chinese bosses, right? I see it time and time again. Show me a video of an African boss mistreating Chinese employees in China. If that's even a thing there, you won't even see it. Then we see clips of them giving cotton to IShowSpeed, them, saying that they're N-word killers. What the hell's going on there, right? And then we have what's it called? The monkey and banana stuff. And there's even interviews on this channel where brothers who have lived in China have experienced horrible things in China about the race, color of their skin. It's crazy stuff, bro. I'm gonna speak on it. I'm gonna speak on it, bruv. Because I'm sick of it. Sick of it, bruv. And then we have more problems here, right? Hold on. So let's see over here. Okay. Let me share my screen, right? So I see a recent article about China and Africa. Okay. So here we go. Let me see. Present. Share screen. Okay. So it says here, right? Toxic spill tests Zambia-China partnership. Environmental disaster at Sino Metals mine heightens tensions around Zambia's ambitious copper boom. The catastrophic failure of a tailings dam in Sino Metals Chambishi mine in Zambia's copper belt, releasing 50 million liters of acidic effluent into the river, has reignited concerns about environmental oversight amid the country's push for record copper production. The spill poisoned fish and crocodiles, devastated farmland, and contaminated critical water sources, affecting over 700 residents in Kitwe and nearby towns. Right? And that's by a Chinese-owned mining company that did that. Chinese-owned mining companies in Zambia have a troubled history, repeatedly accused of flouting environmental and safety regulations with minimal consequences, benefiting from preferential treatment within Zambia's special economic zones. Right? It's embarrassing. Sino Metals, embroiled in the toxic spill fiasco, operates within the Zambia-China Economic and Trade Cooperation Zone. It is Africa's first Chinese-funded special economic zone designed to attract investments through tax breaks and streamlined approvals. So there's problems with China and Africa. There's problems with Black people in China. I think there's a problem here that we are ignoring. And that's why I ain't got a problem with Trump, right, calling them out. And this country called China is supposed to be the next world leader. How can you be a world leader when there's a possibility where a good amount of your population don't even like Black people? So once again, right, so ask yourself this question. Okay? Right? Can you become a successful Black man in China, right? Or in America? You are more likely going to be a successful Black man in America than in China. I'm keeping it a buck. I'm keeping it a stack here. Like, not our friends. And there is, right, that, personally, I feel like there's some sort of animosity from them towards us. Right? How many Black Chinese couples have you seen? I don't think I've even. I've not seen many. Probably 5, 4. But I've seen thousands of that with white dudes. I'm just keeping a buck here. I'm keeping a stack. I'm keeping it 100 here. So I'm about to open up the phone lines, right? And call in if you agree or disagree, right? But I feel like, whether it's in America, in the UK, in Canada, whatever, like the only East Asian group of people, right, that are decent, okay, towards Black people are the Japanese. China, they're not really rocking with us like that. Chinese people, nope. Right? They take skin color so seriously. The darker you are, the more likely they won't rock with you, which is stupid. That's why light-skinned Black dudes, crisp brown looking Black dudes do okay. They can get some women Chinese chicks. But if you're a dark-skinned brother like Akon, good luck. You never get a Chinese chick, bro. Or if you do, she's going to be ugly and fat. You won't get a hot Chinese chick. And that's what some dudes ain't telling you. That's what some dudes are not telling you. Show me evidence of a hot-looking Chinese chick with, with a dark-skinned black dude. But guess what? Come China, bro. Come China, bro. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think any black person should step foot in China. I don't think so. And there's problems with them, right? Some of them, not all, coming to the UK or in America, looking down on black people. Black Americans built America. No one on this effing planet should go to America and look down on black Americans for a country that they were born in and they built. If you got a problem, you shouldn't be there. And enough is enough, bro. The disrespect. I was born in the UK. You were born in America. No one of any country can come to the UK and look down on me on a country that I was born in, that I built, that I pay my taxes in. And that goes for black Americans too and black Canadians. No one on God's green earth is going to come to your country and tell you and look down on you in any shape or form. You were born in that country. You built that country. It's your country. I'm sick of it, bruv. People come to the UK and America. They look down on black people. They don't respect us. They got smoke for us, as if black people oppressed them. Black people, deleted some of their people. We never did anything to Chinese people, bro. Never. During World War II, during World War One, we never did anything, bro. But you have smoke for us? But you have smoke for us? Nah, bro. I ain't taking that. And if you're watching my stream right now, don't take BS from anyone. Whether Chinese, Indian, whatever. You were born in that country, you built it. You pay your taxes. You grew up there. Because I sometimes, right, it just gets to my nerves where I'm respectful, I'm kind, right, whatever, and I don't get that love back. I don't get that respect back. Well, guess what? All gloves are off. Come China, bro. Come China, bro. We've just seen the most famous black guy who's a streamer go through that. Imagine you as an average black guy. Imagine what you can go through in working for a Chinese company. Listen, there's interviews, right, on this channel of black men not having a good time in China. There's plenty of interviews. Search it up. And there's some interviews where, some black dudes are having a great time there. But it's also bad and it's also ugly. And that's why I'm the best passport bro there is out there. Because I will show you the good, the bad, and the ugly. But with China, it's more bad than good for black men. So I don't advise any black man to work in China, to go to China. I don't think it's the right choice. But if you're a white person, you're basically a god there in China. It's weird. It's so flipping weird. Once again, actually, let me tell you this, right? Type of 1 if you're into Asian women. Let's keep it a buck. Type of 1 if you're into Asian women. East Asian chicks. Keep it a buck. Just keep it real with me. Keep it real. You know, we all men here. Keep it buck. Come on, man. Type a 1 in the chat if you're into Asian chicks. Now, I guarantee you, right? If you were to set up a dating profile and you go onto dating apps and you swipe right on numerous Chinese chicks, you will not get a single match. You may get one, and that's the only one you get for the next 5 months. Because guess what? There's a lot of Chinese women, right, on these apps. Because obviously a lot of them come here to study. There's a lot of Chinese people in the world, right? So they come on the apps, right? And then you're swiping right on them and you get no match back. But you speak to Tom Harry, who, if I'm being honest with you, right, they look homeless in their pictures. They look tired in their pictures. They're sipping on that Hennessy in their pictures, and they're getting matches with Chinese chicks left and right. But in your dating profiles, you're in a suit, you're looking fresh, you got a nice haircut, you're looking sharp, right? You can on point, and you ain't getting no match. But some brothers will tell you, IP, come China, bro, come China, bro, come China, bro. Let's keep it a buck. And then, have you ever tried cold approaching a Chinese chick? Type 1 in the chat. Have you personally ever tried cold approaching a Chinese woman? Type 1 in the chat. Right? More than likely, they'll shut you down, they'll look away, blah, blah, blah. Right? But I've seen homeless looking, bummy looking white dudes go up to a Chinese chick, right, who's clearly got money, who is very hot, and then they are exchanging numbers. She's smiling, and this guy is he's in sweatpants, right? Hasn't got a haircut, looks dirty, and he's with a Chinese girl. I've seen bummy looking white dudes with hot looking Chinese chicks. And these white dudes are not dressing good. They're not dressing well. They look dirty. They look homeless. And you're thinking, my friend, right, who's a black dude, who's into Chinese chicks, he's clean cut, he's smart, he looks fresh, and he can't get a Chinese girl. There we go, bruv. So in real life, on the apps, it ain't popping. Then when it comes to economics, when it comes to jobs, when it comes to this and that, how many of you guys, right, have been employed by a Chinese person? Probably never. Where you have an interview with a Chinese person, whether they're born in the UK, born in America, or in China, and and they're interviewing you, you are not getting that job. You are not getting that job. I'm keeping it real here. But they're supposed to be our friends. You know? They will not hire you. I've seen it. Brothers have told me that. What's going on there? I don't know any black man, any black person that's been hired by a Chinese person for an interview or move on to the next stage. I remember I had an interview, right? And it was a Chinese guy. And I could tell, right, that I was not going to the next stage. This guy would ask me dumb questions that were not part of the job description. And when I was speaking, he had an angry look, a look of like annoyance, a look of angry, like why am I interviewing a black man? I'm keeping it a buck. I'm keeping a buck. There's even adverts, right, in China that say we want white people only. Actually, I'll bring it up. I'll bring it up. Let me see. White only Chinese ad. And do you remember that advert a couple years ago where a black guy goes into a washing machine and comes out white? Like, I just don't even know what to say anymore. Yeah, you remember that advert, right? Black guy goes in the washing machine and he comes out white. I also remember them removing. I remember Star Wars, right, had like a black actor. I can't remember his name, and they were promoting Star Wars in China, and China removed the black actor from the posters. I'll bring it up. I'll bring it up because today the truth gonna set us free. All right, so let me bring it up. Who's the actor? John Boyega. John Boyega removed from poster in China. Do you think, right? Do you think um do you think that they would do that to a white person? Like, it's weird. Okay, here we go. Look at this. All right. I'm going to show you, right, that picture. I'm going to show you. Okay, where is it? So, yeah. You guys thought I was capping, right? Present, share screen, share screen, share screen. Okay. So it says here, right? Okay. Star Wars China poster sparks controversy after shrinking John Boyega's character. So here's a poster here, right? You can see on the right here, we can see there's a black guy here. Look at my mouse. That's John Boyega. Okay. And then here's a Chinese. So on the right here is the normal poster, right? Internationally. Okay. Right. And we can see here, right? Where's John Boyega? They removed him. And that's that's in China. It says here, right? Star Wars: The Force Awakens fans are menaced by Chinese poster for the upcoming sci-fi epic. The poster sparked controversy online over stylistic changes, one of which resulted in the diminished presence of John Boyega's lightsaber wielding character. Once again, on the left, John Boyega. On the right, he ain't there no more. What's going on? So it even says it here, right? Like, meanwhile, other non-white characters, including Oscar Isaac, who plays Rebel, whatever, Lupita Nyong'o, right, and whatever, they've also been removed. So, so basically, it's an all-white poster. They shrinked him over here. They shrinked him. They shrinked him. So here he is, right? So he's been shrinked. He's been shrinked. He's been shrinked over there. Bruv. How can you worship whiteness that much that you're playing around with posters? How can you want to be white that much? It's insane to me, bro. And black people have never done anything to them. Look at this, right? Bruv, I just don't. Look at that. They shrinked him. And then they put the white people enhanced. That's wild to me. Look at this. It says here, right? They did something similar with Black Panther and the new Captain America. All the posters of show them fully masked up, covering their melanated skin. There you go. There you go, bruv. And then some of y'all want to move out there. Not even Korea's doing that. And Korea isn't. They're not really rocking with us like that. Based on my experience there, I think it's 50-50 in Korea, but a lot more better than China. I'd rather be in Korea than China. They're not even doing that, right? I don't think they would. Japan definitely not, right? Japan is the best country in East Asia for black men. Um, that's why I'd always put Japanese over Korean and Chinese. Um, if you want to do East Asia, do Japan. Don't do China. Korea is 50-50, in my honest opinion. Why only Chinese teaching advert? Let me try and find that for you. Because that's also a problem that no one addresses. Okay, I can't find it, but yeah, it's okay. Let me open up the phone lines, okay? So if you want to speak on this, agree, disagree, whatever, let me know. But I just thought I had to put that out there, you know. I don't know about Hong Kong or Taiwan. I think I don't know about that, bro. Chinese speaking, at this point in time, I'd avoid. If I'm honest with you, save your time. If you're interested in East Asia, go Japan. And that's me being honest and real here. Again, I've not been Taiwan or Hong Kong, but I don't know. I personally believe you won't get much luck out there. But again, I could be wrong as well. I could be wrong. You know, I just think save your time. You know, you're gonna do. I think Japan is a black is the black country of East Asia. So let me open up the phone lines. Like you will have a good time there. Okay, call in. If you want to call in. Okay, and get the likes up. Please show up some love and support. That'd be greatly appreciated. Let me just pin this to the chat real quick. Replace pin message. Okay, so phone lines are open. Okay, so yeah, again, hack sign. What was that by Japanese people or foreigners, bro? Japanese people or foreigners? Let me know, bro. Japanese. What did they do? What did they say to you? Go ahead, let me know, bro. So carrying on here, right? Yeah, I don't think you should waste time going to China, right? Jane, can you turn your camera on in the background so I know you're not a troll? Yep, you're good. Thank you, bro. Camera off. Let me bring in Jane in the background. Also, brother, keep it PG, keep it respectful, please. No swearing, please. Okay, let's go, Mr. Jane. What's up, bro?
Hey, what's up? This stream really spoke a lot to me because I personally had to deal with this in my own life. I live in a college town, so we have a top American university in my town, and some community. And I experienced it firsthand. Back when I was in college, when I would walk in the hallways and stuff, I would notice Chinese people and Indian people, like they either look away from me or like walk really fast. And then got to a point to where I almost didn't even want to go to college anymore because every day I had to deal with that. And then also just like going out, shopping and stuff to different stores and stuff. I noticed like if I'm shopping at a store and I walk into an aisle and there's a Chinese or Indian person there, they'll either like look away from me, avoid me, or they'll just hurry up out the way and like walk really fast out. And it just like made me really angry. And then the fact that the Chinese people that do like actually like black men, like they're from like they're for the streets. Like there's one that likes one of my friends, and you can tell like she doesn't have any other Chinese friends. Like she loves rap music, she has tattoos and all that stuff. Like she pretty much eats all that up, like gang culture and all that stuff. And it's like okay, we don't want that. But the
Mm.
normal like Chinese women, they want nothing to do with us. So while you're talking this stream, relive some of that because I could relate to it. It's just because what did we do to them? Like never in history did an African country go and invade, China. We never dropped any explosives over them, but they have all this smoke for us, but not the race of people that actually did hurt them. It's just ridiculous.
Facts. Preach, brother. But where you at in America? Are you in New York?
No, I'm in Illinois.
Okay, and you're experiencing that. I've heard brothers experience the same thing you experienced in America, bro, where run away, look away, act weird around you, which is so low IQ. I just don't get that, you know. And
Yeah,
then the
so the
fact that
university I'm referencing is the University of Illinois. It's a top university in the entire country, and almost everyone here comes from like Asian countries, like to go to school here. Chinese people, Indian people mostly, and like when you go on campus and stuff during school, like it's just packed with them. They're everywhere. Like you just can't escape them. Like all the buses are packed with them. But like the way that they treat us is horrible. But a white guy can roll out of bed. Like, I was just saying this early. Like a white guy can roll out of bed, like look horrible and get any race of women. But us, we gotta wear designer. We gotta be buff. We gotta be light skinned. We gotta have a lot of money. All this extra stuff. And sometimes that's still not enough. We still don't get any love. So I'm just sick of it.
wow. But wait, so you're telling me that University of Illinois, right, is literally packed with more Asians than Americans?
Yeah, because when you walk around on campus, like it's just a sea of them everywhere. And it's not even just the university, but the community colleges around the area, that too. The entire campus area. And it's just crazy because like they only interact with their own circle, mostly and like the women, like it's just white guys. Like these white guys out here just going through them.
Flipping heck. And brother, and these are international students, right?
Yeah, international. Like they all like go home and stuff during breaks. Like it's crazy because during breaks it's like a ghost town out here. But when school's in session, like it's really packed.
Flipping heck, man.
Yeah, it's
Brother, you're
mostly
being
Chinese and Indians.
and they train you like that on campus?
Yeah, like you
Majority?
walk into a store, and let's just say you're just, browsing the aisles, looking around and stuff. Walk into an aisle with an Indian or Chinese person, they're gonna look up at you like you're some kind of monster and be on there like, oh, I'm sorry, just hurry away. Some of them won't even talk. I remember one time I was 19 at the time. This is back in 2020. Me and my friends are walking through campus, and there was a Chinese person there, and as soon as he seen us, I'm laughing, but it's really not funny. As soon as he seen us, he took off running, like literally bolted. I'm like, am I some kind of monster? Like we're just walking around. He looks up and sees us and bolts the other way.
Flipping heck, bro. Insane. I mean, you tell me on campus, white dudes were just running through the Chinese chicks.
Yeah, but it's not just them, really any race. Cause I have some white friends out here and they would show me like they use Tinder out here and Bumble. And then there's this other app called Plenty of Fish that people like to use out here. And it's just packed with like pretty much every race. But of course, if you're gonna date university students out here, it's mostly just gonna be like Chinese, Indians, and other types of Asians, because they're the ones who mostly come over. Like it'll be some other races of people. Like you might get people from other like European countries and some West Africans, but for the most part, it's different types of Asians out here. And
There you
yeah,
go. And but
like
you know the fact. Go on, bro.
yeah, I was just saying, like my white friend, like he just wears on normal clothes. He wear on like khaki shorts, a polo, walk out the house, and then that's it. But if we want to date anybody, like he gets white women, mixed women, different types of Asian women, Indian women, and like they look really good too. But for us, they either don't look at us or we gotta have a lot of money. We're on, these expensive designer, all this extra stuff. And even still, we might not get any kind of love. So I'm just tired of it.
But you know what's funny, right? The fact that you mentioned that the Chinese women that do like black men are basically the Asian version of Keisha, tattoos.
Yeah.
They just don't look like the pristine Chinese chick we see in the movies. It's the rough looking chicks, and that's not a
Right.
good look, man. I hate that, bro.
Yeah, and you can tell that like other Chinese people don't mess with her. Like I was at a party one time, and I'm gonna keep it PG, but there was a Chinese woman there that was messing with brothers, but she had obvious chest enhancements, and you can tell that like she liked rap music and stuff. She likes listening to like King Von and stuff like that. So the type of brother that she was looking for was like, cause Chicago is like 3 hours away from the University of Illinois, so she was just looking for the stereotypical black guy. So like the ones that are into us are into us for the wrong reasons. They're not of their own culture. They've just been infatuated by, black culture and stuff like that. And they just be getting ran through by those kind of black guys. But if you're just like a normal brother, you speak properly and all that stuff. Mm-mm. And if
Wow,
you are a clean cut brother and you just try to talk to a normal Chinese person, like they're not going to. And in the very rare cases that they do, like they can get in a lot of trouble for it. Like their mom or dad might, be angry at them or disown them and stuff like that. So, like once you put that on top of everything else, like it's very difficult.
wow. I'm a beginner in a second, Aaron. But tell me about the dating scene for black men in Chicago, right? Is it horrible right now, brother, for particularly for clean cut black men in Chicago?
So I live in Champaign Urbana. It's about 3 hours away from Chicago. But I would say the dating scene. Honestly, like the reason why I started watching your channel years ago is because of how horrible the dating scene is out here. Because it's hard for us to really get our own women. If you're not the stereotypical black person, and then the different types of like women, other races that do like us, they either want the stereotypical version of us that they seen, like through rap and stuff like that. It's not the high quality type of women.
Hmm.
And like if you do date out, then you get called, you know, all these different, I'm not gonna say the word, I'm gonna keep PG, but you know how like your own race people like attack you if you, date interracially. Yeah, those kind of issues. So just kind of stuck. You really can't be yourself. Like the black guys that I grew up with going to school, like they got their women by pretty much putting on an act. Like they have to act a certain way. They can't really be themselves, that kind of stuff. Because my one of my cousins, he started dating white women, and what he told me was like he felt relieved because like he felt like he could like be himself. He didn't always have to act, hard and all this other stuff. He could just kind of relax. He could watch anime with her, Harry Potter and all this extra stuff. And I'm like, yeah, like I feel that because you really can't be yourself as a black man. You gotta be a character, put on the act. You know how like other races think that we're always loud and animated 24/7. But like if you're just laid back and chill, they think you're some kind of weirdo. Like, huh? Like why is this
Hmm.
black person so quiet and reserved? So it's just tiring. I'm tired of like not being able to be a human. Like I'm a human being. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm trying to get up out of here and
Do,
travel internationally.
do you see black dudes with Asian women in Chicago? Is that very, very low or impossible to see?
You'll see them, but once again, it's the thug black men, the gang bangers out there. And once again, the women that you will see them with, like they have tattoos, they're infatuated by, black and hip hop culture. And so like you will see that, but they're not the kind of Asian women you're gonna want.
Wow, great breakdown. Thank you, there, Jane. Let me bring
Yeah.
in Aaron in the background. You see, but but move to China. No, we ain't moved to China anytime soon. What's up, Aaron?
Hey, what's going
What's
on, bro?
up?
Can you hear me clearly?
I do, brother. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm all right, brother. Fire away,
Yes.
bro.
Yeah. So this I really like this topic today. It's a very interesting topic because I personally um I actually do. I'm not gonna say date, but I do involve myself with Chinese women from time to time. But even with that being the case, I still have to say everything you say is 100,000% still spot on. Because I'm not gonna give these anecdotal arguments and trying to push that off as truth. The reality is the situation. Reality of the situation is they do not rock with us, and it is so strange. It is so weird. I was just having this conversation with my brother just a few days ago. Where it's like I think they suffer from some type of cognitive dissonance because if you leave it up to the Chinese propaganda machine, this it's always, oh, we're so proud of being Chinese, but in reality, it's like they want to be white so bad that I think that that's where their hatred for us comes from, where it's like they hate us so bad to appease white people, kind of like, hey, look, we're on your side. We also hate those black guys, if that makes sense. I don't know. That's just
Mm,
how I view it. But it's just the strangest thing in the world. And even, with me, sleeping with, Chinese women specifically, there's still so much nuance there. Like, prime example, for one, I live in California. Two, I live in a very specific pocket of California. And then three, the Chinese women that I do involve myself, they tend to be on the older side.
mm,
Not super old, but yeah, as far as like getting, let's say, young, like the top Chinese chick, no, like everything you said is absolutely true as far as like the most bummy looking white men being able to get them with ease. And it's
Right.
just insane because it's like, as men, we have no problem competing. But if we can compete, let's compete. But it's like this when it comes to Chinese women, it seems like there's no competition to even be had. Because a white man could get up fat, smelly, broke. It does not matter. you know.
Right. It's ridiculous. Like, think about it. We gotta get our hair cut.
hmm
We gotta be freshly groomed. We're on designer. Show, like any kind of like status or wealth. Wear designer. But a white guy can just crawl out of bed. He can just wear on a basic, t-shirt, some khaki shorts. You know how like white guys be dressing, and then go out and he can just get anybody and go on the dating app, get anybody. But we gotta do all this extra stuff. We still might not get any love.
Man, I'm telling you, and it's like if I'm gonna lose to a white dude, let it be because he was more in shape than he had more money. But it's like when you can just, like you said, roll out of bed issues. I don't even know what to think, man. Honestly, it is insane.
Right, like
and
they're out of shape and everything. I'm like, come on
Yeah.
now.
so, Aaron, let me ask this right, Aaron, right? So,
Mhm.
um, brother, so okay, so you deal with Chinese chicks, right? In a certain part in the US. How do you meet them, bro? Is it through the apps? Do they come to you? Do you cold approach them?
Okay, so as far as apps, I'm not even gonna try that in America. I've tried it once or twice. Nah. So every time it's been a cold approach, like in public, probably like Target or something like that. But even so, don't misunderstand me. It's probably been like no more than four times that I was successful getting a Chinese chick cold approaching.
Wow.
Outside of that, it was like maybe once or twice where my friend who fits the most generic Pookie stereotype, where he had met a girl because he appeals to a certain demographic of chicks, where he met a few Chinese chicks, and they just happen to have a friend, and he would call me up like, hey, I got this girl, she has a friend, come. He essentially set up a two-man. But yeah, the amount of times I was successfully cold approached and gotten positive response from a Chinese woman in public, I can count on one hand. And I've been living
Wow.
in California for going on 5 years now.
I remember, but are these Chinese women who were born in America or born in China?
So these are actually Chinese women who were born in China, funny enough. But like I said, they're also older.
Mm. It's that part that annoys me. It's normally the women who are 30s that's okay, start opening up for a bit for black men, but in their peak years, 21, 22, 23, 24, you don't exist to them. It's just
Yeah.
white guys. And I find that
Exactly.
Right.
I find that disrespectful, bro. We ain't good for you. We ain't good for you in your peak years, but when you're hitting the wall, okay, now open yourself to black guys. That's disrespectful, bro.
Mhm.
Disrespectful.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
and I
I'm
can say
30
I
years.
never
I'm sorry.
matched with one before.
Hold on, Jane. Go on, Aaron.
Oh no, I was just gonna say like me because like I'm 30 years old. I'll be turning 31 this month, and it's like on average, the ones that do show me love, they range in age from like 28 to 35. Some even pushing 40, and it's like, and you're right, it is disrespectful, and it's only for the fact that I'm not trying to have a serious relationship with these women that I just take it as is. But I get what you're saying absolutely, where it's like, yeah, that's definitely like now I'm good enough for you. You know what I mean? Because you realize that the white man were just gonna run through you.
Facts. Go on, Jane.
Yeah, I was gonna say like I can say that I've never like been successful in matching with one. The only time I matched with the Indian woman, I mean with the Asian woman, was Indian, and once again like that didn't work out. She ended up leaving me for like a white guy. So it was bad. Like I would say this: if you're light skinned, she might be friends with you. A Chinese person, a Chinese girl, like she might be friends with you. She might, like date you, but it's not gonna work out long term.
Facts. You know, all right. Like, I'm being honest here. I've not seen a Chinese woman in her peak with a dark skinned black man. Now, I've seen a Chinese woman in her peak with a light skinned black man. I can't lie on that. I've seen that. I've maybe mentioned that before. But I've not seen a 21, 22, 23, 24 with a dark skinned black dude in the UK. And that just tells it all. Like, they're all with white men everywhere in every major city. Like, at some point, right? Like, do you not feel embarrassed? Because I would personally feel embarrassed, right, if I'm seeing, black guys with white women everywhere. You ever see black dudes with white women, but it's not the norm in the UK. Most black men are with black women here. But if I'm seeing, my people, right, just being with white women, I'm gonna feel a bit embarrassed. But they don't
Mm,
get they're not feel embarrassed by hooking up with a white guy. Wouldn't you agree
bro,
with Aaron? Mhm.
yes, brother. Oh, I'm glad you brought that up because that's another point I just made to a good brother of mine the other day. I said to him, Chinese men, well, Asian men, but especially Chinese men, will watch white men take their women consistently, take them out the country, marry them, run through them, put them in adult films, do whatever, do whatever, just any type of debauchery you could think of. They watch white men do it. They say nothing. But let a black man go on a date with a Chinese woman and they're angry, they're frustrated, they're up in arms. It is
Mm.
sickening. Like, how can you be just that weak and docile when it comes to just laying down for white men? It's strange to me. I don't know.
It's strange, bro. It's strange. Now, but that's also Chinese chicks, right? Now, I have seen like dark skinned black men with peak Chinese, sorry, with Japanese women in their peak, and that's
Mm,
why when it comes to when I have conversations with brothers about traveling, and they tell me I'm into Asian chicks, I just tell them, listen, forget China, Korea 50-50, but forget Korea for the most part. Just go Japan, because Japan is weird in the fact that not only will you get a Japanese woman, right? Okay, I'm not saying it's certain, but there's a higher chance there, right? But you will also get like Mongolian, Kazakhstan. You may
mm,
get, yeah, and these are all like women who are 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Japan, it's a different vibe there. I can see why like a lot of black men like it, but in China you won't get that at all, and I don't know why black men won't even get anywhere near China.
yeah, yeah. I agree with you on that. I'm also heavy on the idea that China is no place for black men. I understand some black men go out there and have a good time. More power to you. I'm personally never going to step foot. I do have just one quick question about Korea, though. I know you said it's 50-50. I haven't been to East Asia, but I personally feel that, at least from what I see on TV and on media, I think Korean women are the most attractive in East Asia. Have you ever seen dark skinned brothers with dime Korean chicks?
Good question, bro. Good question. So when I was in Korea in 2023, I didn't see that, and I'll be honest with you, I did not
Okay.
see. I even spoke to a black guy out there. He told me like Korea is mostly for white dudes. I did see white men killing it left and right with Korean chicks in the nightlife in the daytime. I didn't see brothers with hot Korean chicks like I saw in Japan in my first trip there in 2023, bro.
Okay. Is there at least a Korean community in Japan?
There is.
Okay.
There-
Good question.
oh
All
man,
right.
do you know what? Right? So I'll tell you a quick story, right? So
Yeah.
um, I was partying in Tokyo, right? And lo and behold, right, I'm outside the club, and then I just start speaking to this supposedly Japanese chick, right? But she was Korean, right? And she was 21, okay? And then we're having a good time, we're talking, and then these white guys, right, just literally literally right,
Yeah.
step in front of us and look at us. And I asked her, "Yo, is this your friend? Are these your friends?" She's like, "No." She's looking at them weird, and that's what they do, man. They try and cop block you. They just try and make things weird,
Wow.
and I don't know why they would do that. And then, she's like, "Okay, do you want to come inside the club with me?" I said no because I think I knew where it was hinting. I think she went to like a one night stand or love hotel, but I wasn't there for that. So I said no, and I went to the shop after, and she went in the club. But yeah, but there's interest there, bro. There's interest by the Korean chicks.
Okay. Yeah. I guess I'll have to try to find a Korean chick in Japan.
but it's weird. Like, why would they do that, man? Like, I just hate that. Like, I'm talking
So
to a chick, right, and you're just standing there looking at us and getting closer to us. Now they did that on purpose.
yeah. Yeah. So I don't know if you noticed or not, but there's a certain demographic of white men based on their beliefs. You know, the ones who claim to be, you know, supremacists.
Mm,
A lot of them view Japan as this last bastion of purity, because as you know, during World War II, Japan was part of the Axis powers. So in their mind, that's like a second home to a lot of them, which is funny. So it's like every time I've heard a brother go to Japan and say he's experienced something racist, it's always from another white foreigner. Funny enough, not even a
mm.
Japanese person. Yeah,
Ve-
but that was super weird though for them to do that.
Very true, but they won't win in that because Japan is getting more diverse, and there's a lot more black people moving out there. I was there last year. I met black
Yeah.
people more often than I saw in 2023. So black people are
Oh,
moving out
okay.
there. People are also moving out there from different ethnicities. So, bro, I say, Aaron, if you're interested in Japan, take it because it is getting more diverse. And trust me, bro, when you get into your own community of other black people and they're dating Japanese girls, no white one's gonna rock mess you try and
Got you.
play with you like that, bro. Um,
Got you. And
so
the
you'll be good.
Japanese people overall are like accepting of, you know, this migration of foreigners and black ones specifically. Like
Listen,
they're okay with.
listen. I don't know about that, bro. If I'm honest with
Hmm.
you, I don't know what their true thoughts there, but they can't stop it. They're not having any kids. It's dropping, so they need
Okay.
immigration, and it's the highest it's ever been, brother, in history. There's around what
Okay.
3 million out there of immigrants, and it's only getting bigger out there, bro. So there's a space for you.
Got you. Okay.
Okay, so let me bring in a caller. Gaffer, can you turn your camera on in the background? So I know you're not a troll, please. You can turn it off after in the background. I can't see you, Gaffer. It's all black. Gaffer, I can't see you. I don't know if you're a troll. I gotta see that you are a human being. Yep, you're good, Gaffer. Thank you. Turn the camera off. Let me bring in Gaffer in the background. What's going on, Gaffer? How you doing, bro?
Hey, P, how's it going?
I'm all right, brother. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well, man. I'm just listening to your stream, and everything you're saying is very true, man. with China, you know, so you're not lying. I know the brother said he's from Illinois, but it's definitely also in Florida.
Brother, break down what you experienced in Florida from a Chinese chicks or community.
Man, I went to university also, and pretty much, you know, they're not. It's like that, you know, they're very standoffish. You can't have a conversation with them. They don't want to be around you, and they don't look at you as a human. You know, I can go on
Mm,
and on and just tell you about it, but you know, that's you know, Chinese women, I gave up on them. I don't even want to talk to them. I would rather just I would rather be want by people who want me, and not people who has a history of systemic racism. You know.
Facts. And do you know why? Do you know why it's so weird, right? That the racism is so deep, right? That they don't even care if you're American black or British black or Canadian black. To them, you're black first, right? And but even like with white women, right? Like there are many that do care what kind of black person you are, right? So for example, and I'll be real, I experienced this in Germany. If you're African black dude, women will disregard you, right? Because you're African black dude. And these are white German chicks. These are hot white German chicks. But these same hot white German chicks, right, will go crazy over an American black dude or British black dude. So for them, it's nationality first, and then race, right? But for Chinese, right, it's race over everything. So it doesn't matter if you're an American black guy or British black guy. They see a black guy of any sort of nationality, they don't want anything to do with you. That's how deep it is, bro.
And I feel like the brothers, we shouldn't, people who don't want you, you have to avoid that, you know.
Mm.
You have to avoid that. We have to have respect for ourselves, and we just have to move forward, you know.
and
So
and and
that's
and that's why like I rock with Trump with his immigration stance because these same people can become managers, can become team leads, directors, and refuse to hire you because of your race, and they won't even have, they won't even like look at merit. They see a black person, black name, disregard, right? And that's why I rock with Trump. Right, we can't allow people that don't share our values in terms of how we do things in our jobs and how we hire people. It should be based on merit and not on race. And if we're having people that are really racist in our country, in America and the UK, they shouldn't be in this country. They shouldn't be in America. They shouldn't be in the UK. They should be back in their homelands. I don't really care anymore. At this point in time, it's about survival. It's about having a good quality of life, and we can't allow people that don't see us as humans to be anywhere near us or anywhere near our jobs. That's how I feel.
I
uh,
agree.
I 100% agree, IP. And IP, I wanted to ask you this because I'm starting to notice, and I know it's probably been a long time since you been there or since you posted a video, because I've been tracking your channel for a long time. But do you think Vancouver in 2025 is not the way to go? Because I see not a lot of brothers are talking about that particular area where the Asians are at, and
Mm,
I'm trying to make sure. I mean, I've been to Germany, I've been everywhere, but I'm trying to make a sound decision on going there. So I just wanted to hear your thoughts on Vancouver for 2025, because I haven't been hearing
great,
anything.
great question. I'm trying to get intel on New Vancouver intel. I'm trying to. If not, I might go there myself, maybe. But I'm gonna get into there for you, brother. And I'll try and get some recent intel for 2025 Vancouver and last year too. And see what's happening there for black men in the dating scene.
Oh, great. I appreciate that, IP. I love the work you're doing. I love the intel you provide, and the intel you provide is 100% truth, so I always go to you to listen for intel.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Anything else, Aaron, you want to say?
Oh,
Yeah, I
no.
just want to.
Yeah,
Hold on, Jane.
I'll let you go.
Yeah, I want to touch on that point you made just now about them not caring about even ethnicity, just the color. Yeah, you're 100% right about that too. From my understanding, they see your race before they even see how much money you have, and we can see that that's evident, by the whole speed situation. All that money he has, and he's going out there just to be disrespected. That's a damn shame.
Hmm.
You could be a wealthy black man
Facts.
out there, and they still don't care.
Facts, bro. Brother, listen, I'm on the apps, right? I was on the apps, okay?
Yeah,
And, you know, um, I put down, you know, IT, tech stuff, right? So it's clear that I'm not a pookie. I'm not, whatever. I'm educated, and bro, Asian women did not show me any love in any shape or form, bro. And I'm being honest with you, like literally, like if I was white with my credentials, bro, I'd be swimming in Asian chicks left, right, and center, right? They really do see black first.
Yep.
You could be the head engineer working at Google. That's great, but you're black, so I don't want nothing to do with you. That's how they think. That's how they
IP, you're not lying, because I actually wanted to test that theory when I was on the apps, and I said, man, is this like a fake app? Like, why I'm not getting any likes? So for me to test it out, I put a white person on there just to see what's going on, and man, he was getting like 100, 200 likes, and I'm like,
No
oh.
way.
I test that theory out because I wanted to know. I wanted to know the truth, because I'm like, is it really just the apps, or is it the color of my skin? And that's when I put a white person on there, man, it's so that
And the only
tells
thing
you a
you
lot,
changed was
man.
the picture.
Oh, I'm sorry, say that again.
I'm sorry. The only thing you changed was the picture. All the other information remained the same.
Oh, no, I had to change the whole profile just to
Okay.
see
Okay.
just to
Got you.
see what's going on. And then when I switched and changed the profile, that's when I knew. I was like, yeah, white person, they get they're the kings, man. They get everything they want. They're
Oh,
on
there it
top,
is.
and then they treat us as the bottom barrel. I'm not sure why it's like that, but it's unfortunate, man.
It really is, man. It really is, like, it really is how easy they have it, man. So easy, white dudes, so easy. And that's why I don't think there should be anywhere near the passport ball movement. Um, I don't think there should be. I think they should stay in the West and stay here, because they have it doesn't affect them, these social issues. They get any woman they want: Indian, Chinese, black, mixed race. And that's
Yep.
why I find it very hard when I hear about white dudes struggling with dating. I'm like, what are you really struggling with? I don't get it, because even bummy white dudes, homeless looking white dudes, are pulling chicks. So what do you mean?
Right.
Hmm.
What do you mean? You know?
It's frustrating, especially when you realize like we're suffering for no reason because we did nothing to those people,
Mm,
but they have all this smoke for us. Like you would think like, okay, if a group of people, historically have oppressed your people or, led to, many of their lives ending, like you'll be upset at them.
mm.
But nope, they target us, but we did nothing to them.
Hmm. Yep. And I want to touch. I want to touch on that because I know you're from Illinois, correct? Or you live in Illinois?
That's Javier. Jane is in Illinois.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And so I don't know too much about like British Black history, but obviously we know about the civil rights movement in America. We fought for pretty much open borders for a lot of different people to come here. But then Black Americans also fought for Chinese people specifically. We also fought against the Chinese Exclusion Act. So we have a very specific and intricate history of fighting with and for Chinese people. So this is really just a slap in the face, or
Mm.
a spit in the hand. It's I don't know. It's yeah. The only time they show us any type of, you know, warmness is when we're in one of their establishments, spending money. And sometimes they even disrespect us when we do that.
Right? They
Mm.
turn us away.
Hmm.
That's why I
Yeah.
stopped eating Chinese food. I haven't eaten
Exactly.
that in a long
Same.
time. I don't eat that. I just feel like, nah, I can't take it anymore. I don't eat Chinese food. I haven't had Chinese food in a long time.
Yep.
hmm Yeah, but I also feel like us as a race, I feel like we're too nice because like we'll go and fight for other people and join all these different, social movements and stuff like that. And yet those same people that we're fighting for like do stuff get like that's why I hate the whole like people of color thing. Like that's so annoying to me because there's no point in that when other so-called people of color are discriminating against us. Like they're not with us.
Hmm.
Agreed.
Facts.
I agree.
Facts. I don't fight for anyone but black men. I've made it very clear. You can see by
Mhm.
the channel content what I push out. Yeah, I may talk on different cultural topics, but main thing, I'm not here to. I don't really care about anyone else but black men. Made it very clear. We have to fight for ourselves because they don't care about us, and that's how it is. That's how I feel.
Yep.
It's war over here because it's one thing when you show love, right? You meant to get it back, right? If you show love to someone and
Right.
respect, you need to get it back. If you ain't getting it back, it's F it. It's F it.
Man, IP, I just think about it, man, and I'm just like, man, we have to be God chosen people because we're the ones that go through everything.
Nah, brother. I think also right. We have to drop that. All that stuff. We got to drop it because at this point in time, right? Like we got to think about reality. The problem is with us that we don't have a first world black country. We don't have that. If I'm honest with you, once we get that, I believe that we will things for us would change on a scale we've never seen before. We need a first world black country. China was third world in the 80s, and women did not even like Asian dudes, Chinese dudes. They became first world what in early 2090s, and women went from disrespecting Asian dudes to now all over them. And I'm kidding you not, like Asian men are doing 10 times better than black men in the dating scene. You may call me crazy, whatever, but I go out every day. I go to the gym. I observe. I see Asian dudes pulling black chicks, white chicks, these Asian chicks, and women in their prime, and not some old ugly chick. That's the power of having a first world country and positive media. When we get that, the whole thing will change. Asian men are doing better than black men. It's been like that for the past 3, 4 years now, and we have to accept it and stop crying over it. What's your thoughts there, bro?
Oh, you're right. They killing the game right now. Speaking from first, I'm seeing it firsthand in California. They killing the game right now, and they killing it because like you would think if there's one group of women they're not gonna get, it's black chicks because black chicks, there's a certain degree of masculinity you gotta have to deal with even the most feminine black chick. But Asian men, they cleaning house. I'm seeing them with Latinas, with black chicks, with white chicks. I see them. I actually see them with other Asian chicks less than anything else, honestly.
I
Yeah.
100%, 100% agree, man. The Asian guys are killing it in my university, man. They're killing it.
Yeah.
Especially with the black chicks. I think I don't know if it's the anime culture or like, of them making them looking like superheroes and you're just cool in general. But yeah, they're pretty much killing it. And they're, you know,
Yeah, same with my university. But you know what surprised me the most is that it's not just like the nerdy black chicks, like it's the hood black chicks. Like
Mm.
they're also dating them too. I'm like, what's going on here? Cause like when I was growing up, I'm a kid in the 2000s and stuff like that. That would never happen. Like, oh, oh, they're lames and all this other stuff. But now, like as an adult in the 2020s, I'm seeing like them with Asians, Chinese men, Korean men. I'm just in shock.
I've seen the apps, right, of some Asian dudes that I know, and it's a whole line of women scrolling down, black, white, mixed race, and good looking woman, 24, 23, 22, 21, 26, 20. I'm thinking, and I look at the apps of my black mates, my black friends, it's dry. Literally no matches. And these are clean cut black dudes. We're losing heavy. I'm sorry, like black men are losing beyond reason in the West right now. We're losing. I'm telling you, we're losing. Asian men have anime, they have K-pop, and they have multiple first world countries that I think is pioneering them to a whole different level, particularly K-pop, right? And we don't have anything like that, man. We don't have any
Mhm.
cool positive image going for us. The white man has Harry Potter, James Bond, Hollywood, etc., etc. The Asian man has K-pop, Nintendo, all these video games. Anime as well. They got Korea, Japan, Taiwan, Hong Kong, and these are actually cool countries, bro. Like we're losing, bruv.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's the media. Because another thing I noticed is that when we're in the media, like even just movies or TV shows, it's either something to do with gangs or something to do with slavery. Like y'all ever notice that?
Oh,
Mm.
absolutely, absolutely.
So we're seeing, as at the bottom, even in fiction. But then when it comes to real life, you go on the news and stuff, or entertainment. It's rap music and stuff like that, different gangs and stuff. That's just
Yeah,
broadcasted everywhere.
I agree, man. And you got 50 Cent pushing these shows and showing, and it's just and a lot of women sees that, and it's just making us look bad. It's making our image look horrible.
Yeah.
So
And I'm being honest here, right? Where you may say something, Aaron?
Oh no, I was just gonna say you know it's bad for us because it's like I've seen a significant amount of Asian dudes cosplaying Pookie and they're still cleaning house. They dress like every negative stereotype that we have and present themselves as such, but they just still have this perceived success. I don't know if it's because they're the face of Silicon Valley or what, but it's just crazy.
Probably that's a great point there. I'm gonna try and find this image of this pooky looking Asian dude with a very good looking black chick where it just shocked me and my bros. Like, and that's why I knew like, okay, yeah, like we're losing. And I feel like, this might sound like IP you're going too far here in terms of how how we're losing, right? But I feel like um black men are going to reach Indian male status in probably 5 years if there isn't a huge turnaround here. Black men will become the new Indian men, in my opinion, if we don't get that. Shout out to Sigmund, right? If you watch him, brother, he mentioned that. Sigmund, shout out to you, brother, right? He said that, yo, we're reaching Indian male status because again, in my circle, from brothers that I know, right, who I speak to in America, in the UK, in Canada, who and brothers who they know as well, they're not getting chicks. In fact, we are essentially invisible. The white man and the Asian men are the dominant players in the dating game right now. And black men refuse to accept it. And if you don't accept something, you can't change it. But IP, bro, we got BBC, bro. IP, we got BBC, bro. But IP, we got BBC, bro. No, it's not about that, bro. It's not. We're losing, man. And if we don't accept it and try and change that in the near future, I think we may become Indian male status very soon. In fact, Indian men are doing better than black men.
Yeah.
Damn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I was gonna say, IP. I know you've seen what's going on with Asian men emulating our hair. Like they found a way to get like our hair, like black hair. Like they be having afros and stuff.
Dreadlocks, cornrows.
And black chicks are
Wow.
gonna go for that, bro. They're gonna
Yep.
in, oh my goodness, man. It's the same way when you have like a white guy behaving like a pookie. He's gonna get he's not only will he get black girls right, he will get top notch white girls too. Like it's just I don't know, like we're losing our touch here, man. And I feel like that BBC stuff is getting rubbed off, off our image. There's too much negative imagery on Twitter and all these social media platforms and on the internet and these TV shows. We need to have a first world country run by a black person that pushes out not only good imagery in the Caribbean and Africa, but all around the world. Notice how K-pop is in the UK, in Canada, in the US, in Korea, and they're doing it now on purpose, man. It's to elevate their own men.
Yeah.
Damn.
The the worst part about it too is that all it's essentially just a variation of what we've already created and what we've been doing for the longest too. But it's just like it's just something so special about when another group of men do things we've always done, that is just I don't get it. It's just so much more appealing to women to the rest of the world.
Facts, man, facts. And I think we need to have a different type of image of black men in the media. It's just too much rap people, too much streamers, too much athletes. There needs to be something like, the anime equivalent of black dudes that are in the media. Maybe a nerdy type looking black dude, but he's doing something cool, doesn't say the N word, doesn't sag his pants, just like a cool brother, like, ah, like man, like we gotta control our media, man, and and push it forward. The whites won't do it for us. Hell no. The people who really run the shows behind the whites, they won't do it for us. I don't want to go too deep into it, but I'm sure you know who that is.
Yeah.
So, again, it comes down to Africa and the Caribbean stepping up, reaching out to UK brothers and Black American brothers, and getting some sort of you know power structure going on, man.
Hmm.
It's too long. It's far. I mean, 2025, and there's like we're still like in a pretty terrible position.
Yeah, and it's like, how much longer are we just gonna tolerate this? You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Cause like when we think about K-pop, K-pop it was like the rebranding for Asian men. Like yeah, it's K-pop, but when you really think about it, that helped the image of all Asian men, like Japanese men, Chinese men. Like even though it was like specific to Korea, it was a like rebranding. So once that happened, I feel like that's when the
Mm.
shifts started happening. And I feel like us as black men, we need that sort of rebrand. Like we got to learn because I feel like the reason why like Asian men are doing so much better is because they sat back and watched like white men or even us black men, like they watched what other races were doing and they were able to emulate that and be more successful.
facts. And do you know what? I want to pull up this viral clip, right? And I'm sure you've probably seen it, but yeah, it's good for the brother, right? But I feel like it's the same thing, the same imagery of black men. So let me pull it up here, okay? It's the everyone on mute, please. So let me just share my screen over here. Hold on, and I'll tell you why. There's problems with it. Share screen, share screen, share screen, and share screen. Okay, here we go. So let me just pull up this clip from it. I'm sure you've all seen it, but I think it's like it just proves my point here. So we got him. He's working out. It's a very in shape brother, muscles, all that stuff. But let's kind of watch him.
So we're going to be serious about the Lord's business.
All right, that's enough, right? So the reason why I'm showing this is because like it's the same imagery of black men, big muscles, tall, etc., etc., right? And I think that also plays a part as to why average black men are struggling, because this is probably the most viral moment of 2025 so far, and it's a ripped, tall black man. Well, guess what, right? Not every black guy is that big or that tall or muscly, right? But it's always the same thing that's pushed, man. It's either an athlete type black dude who's really ripped or a rapper type black dude, right? And that's it. Okay. Whereas for white people, they got different ranges of imagery. They got James Bond, Harry Potter, Ed Sheeran, right? They got the thuggish guy in Eminem. So it's a diverse range of options where if you're a white guy, you can pick and choose what image you want to carry yourself after. That might be Harry Potter, and you know that a lot of women all around the world, right, like Harry Potter and James Bond and Ed Sheeran, etc., etc. For Asian guy, right, he's got anime to uh model himself after, or he may do Asian films, which is very popular, Korean dramas, or Korean pop, or the business type of dude in Nintendo, and that's also popular too because the video games are very cool. But for us as black guys, it's either fit the athlete image, like this guy over here, right, or the rapper image. Where's the representation for nerdy black imagery that's popular with women? Key point here, popular with women all around the world. Harry Potter is a nerdy white guy. He's a short white guy, skinny, right? But he's popular all around the world with women. So if you're a short white guy who wears glasses, you can model yourself after Harry Potter. But for black guys, we don't have that. And I'm sick of it, man. Like, why are we going through this, man? Because now it's showing in 2025 where average black men are not pulling chicks. Average black guys are not pulling women in any shape or form. Let's keep it a buck. It's a struggle out here. It's a struggle. And that's why we see, like Ozzy said, 5'5" white guys pulling 5'8", 5'7" Asian chicks, white chicks. Do you know how many short white guys I see with women that are taller than them that are hot? How many brothers, Gafar, Aaron, Jane? How many brothers, right, do you see that are short, that are with taller women of any race? You will never see a short black guy with a taller black woman. That's almost impossible to see, bro.
Hmm.
Yeah, if you're not 6 foot.
Yeah, that's very rare. Very seldom you'll see that. Yeah.
Man, you even get the 5'1" women who think that 5'10", 5'9" is too short,
No, but no,
and they're
it's saying
five
that
foot one.
no, that's not my point, there, Gafar. My point is, right, is that you don't, like, black men are going through such hard times, right? Like, it's impossible to ever see a short black guy with a taller woman or woman of the same height, right? But I see countless of times with Asian dudes where Asian guy is short, he's with a taller, good-looking woman. Same with white dudes. The other day in the gym, a couple of weeks ago, I saw, right, a black chick that I know for a fact that if she was single, I'm going after her, right? Braids, peanut butter, brown skin, gorgeous, gorgeous black chick, right? She's working out. Then I see a short Asian guy walk towards her. I'm like, huh? Is that who I think it is? Is that her man? And then they start hugging, they start kissing. I'm like, what the? How did he pull that? And that's when I knew it, and I noticed that, yo, these Asian dudes are truly winning, truly winning. Because guess what, Aaron and brothers, you will not see a 5'8" peanut butter good looking black chick with a 5'5" black guy. That's impossible.
Hmm.
And it also proves my point that it seems that women have very high expectations for black men. You gotta be taller than her, gotta have muscles, gotta have money. Whereas for
Yep.
non-black men, you can be short, you can be broke, but I mean looking, that's cool. I know I am going crazy here, bruv.
No, you're right. You're right. Like as a white person, you can be the Jack Harlow white person or the Ed Sheeran white person and still do well. For
Hmm.
us, we're trapped in boxes. If we don't fit in, oh, we're weird, we're lames, all this other stuff to our own women. And then with other groups of women, they just avoid us because all they see is our skin color.
No, exactly. It's almost like when it comes to the brothers, it's like these women want you to go above and beyond to prove yourself. Like, prove to me that that I'm not making a mistake by involving myself with a black man, if that makes sense, you know? And it's not even just the height. I look at all these women and they'll take an Asian or a white dude who's just physically unimposing. You could tell he can't even do 12 push-ups. You could tell if anything happens, he can't defend her. But it's like, so long as he's not black, women don't care about these things. It's mind-boggling. But whereas if
Facts.
it's you, even if they're giving a black man a chance, it's kind of, you still kind of feel like there's this part in the back of their mind where they're also waiting for you to make a mistake so you can confirm any bias they may have had. I don't know. It's kind of strange to me. I don't know if anybody else has noticed that.
I've noticed that, bro. I've noticed that.
It's like you're on trial, pretty much. Like
Exactly.
you pay for being a black man every day you're in that relationship. And you gotta keep proving like, okay, I'm not messing up.
And nah, something isn't right here, man. Like Hustler and Muscle, can you turn your camera on in the background so I know you're not a troll? Can I see your face, Hustler and Muscular? I won't bring you on, don't worry. But do you want to see that? Wait, hold on. Okay, you are a brother. Yeah, thank you, brother. Turn your camera off. I had to make sure, bro. Let me bring in the new caller in. What's going on, Hustler Muscular? How you doing, brother? You on mute,
Salute,
bro? So,
salute.
how you doing, brother? You good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Awesome, brother. Do you want to chime in, brother? Fire away, brother. What's your thoughts on this dream topic or what we're talking about right now?
Yeah, I was listening to your story about your encounter with a 5'8" woman at the gym, and she was dealing with a short Asian man.
Yeah, bro. I was like, this is insane. Like, and this is the black chick, right? That is brother's type. Braids, peanut butter, brown skin. And I couldn't believe what I was seeing here because I would never see this back in the day.
I don't know about all that because based on my experiences, I've had situations where, by the way, I'm 5'6.5", and I've had women 5'7", 5'8", come at me, and they seem warm and friendly. In fact, I was at a gas station about a few months ago, saw a dark-skinned woman. She's about 5'8" with some Timberland boots on. She was being flirty. I was being flirty. I'm like, I don't care how tall you are. I like you just the way you are. So she like me just the way I am. So those barriers can be broken. I guess this Asian guy somehow broke the barrier.
Mm,
Because I've seen,
mm,
because some women don't care about height, which they shouldn't.
I agree.
I mean, and when I saw her 2 days later in regular shoes, she had to be at least 5'7", so she shrunk an inch.
What about Asian chicks, brother? How do you feel about Chinese women and black men in the States?
I don't have a lot of experience dealing with Asian women. I've met a few and they seem friendly enough, but they don't seem judgmental towards me. The ones I know out here in the States.
Okay. Are you in Cali?
Illinois.
Okay. Interesting.
IP, one thing I wanted to tell you in the States that I feel like us brothers are sleep on is Vietnamese women. They love us, you know.
Mm,
I don't know what it is, but that's been the big attraction that I've been getting from Asians, Vietnamese
oh,
women. Just wanted to throw that out there.
where you in the States, Gafar? Where are you at?
Or Orlando, Florida.
But you tell me that Vietnamese chicks in Orlando, Florida, are showing you love and other black men love.
100%.
Were, were,
100%.
were they born in America or were they born in Vietnam?
They were I would say they were born in America. Oh no, actually the chick I was dealing with, she came to America when she was like 5. And
Mm.
but she was from Vietnam. She was from Vietnam obviously, but she came when she was 5. And yeah, pretty much, and I've dealt with 3 in Orlando. So that's why, I'm just like, okay, now I'm seeing what's going on. you know,
Mm.
because
So
3 is a lot to me.
so basically, it's like the pale skin Asians white worshipping one white dudes, the brown skin Asians, Filipinas, Vietnamese, Laos. Okay, they're gonna check for brothers. Okay, I think we can work with that because Vietnamese women are hot. I think we can work with that. Um, okay.
We never talk about them. None of the
Mm,
brothers never talk about them, but I think they're big sleepers. And one of the things I noticed compared to all of them is they're more thicker, and I would say they have a really good body shape compared to Japanese women or other types of women from what I've seen.
Mm. Oh, okay. This is good. Yeah. Okay. Anyone else want to chime in?
Yeah, I can't speak for Vietnamese. I mean, we could take the brothers' word for it, and I know Ramel is having just a blast in Vietnam right now based on his interview. But you did mention Filipinos, and I can vouch for them. No matter what state I'm in, it's always love between us and them. I haven't really heard brothers say anything negative about Filipino women. Haven't seen any widespread issues between the two groups. So yeah, I can vouch for them personally.
Awesome. This is great. Backup plans. Anyone that has the Chinese dream going on, I think you should dead it. I don't think there'll ever be love between Chinese people and black people, or particularly black men and Chinese women. I think they're so far down the white worship that they can't be saved, and I don't think we should, even consider going to China or living there. In my honest opinion, again, Korea 50-50. Hong Kong, Taiwan, these are Chinese speaking countries. So I'd put them on the red list too, if I'm honest with you. I've not been there, but I'd be cautious here. Japan, green list, that's your best bet. But I just thought I'd say how I feel about, the racism I saw towards IShowSpeed, which was disgusting. And yeah. So we're gonna wrap up the stream in a couple minutes. And let's go for closing statements. Hustler Muscular, do you have any closing statements?
I just came up here. So, what was the initial topic you were talking about?
It was in regards to racism towards black people, and IShowSpeed in China. But we can't speak about it too long because I want to end the stream. But would you have any closing statements?
Oh, okay. I've been hearing a lot about how Asians are discriminatory against Black African Americans. I've been hearing a lot about that lately. Is that true or not?
It's true, bro. It's very true. That's how you've been
I
hearing
never
about
had
it, bro.
I never had a
Very
problem with
true.
Asian folks. I never had a problem with Asian folks when I interact with them. So that's just something I just started hearing maybe sometime last year.
Where was that? You heard that in your state, or you heard it online?
Online and in my state.
Yeah. Brother, is it coming from dark skinned black people or light skinned black people who say it?
Well, the first time I heard it was about a dark skinned person.
Proves my point. Yeah, brother. So the lighter you are, like they take, which is for me is stupidity, and that's a low IQ thinking, but they take skin tone from what I see and hear very seriously. So the lighter you are, they think it's you're more whatever, right? And the darker you are, the more bad you are, something like that, which is absolutely absurd. So that's why a lot of dark skinned black people um, tend to not have any good experiences with Asians because of that color sport nonsense. Thank you, Hustler.
So the darker you are, the more discriminatory they're going to be against you. Ain't that some oh, excuse my language.
Nonsense, man. Yeah, it's low IQ nonsense. But thank you, brother. Hopefully you calling it in the future.
Not a problem. Not a problem. Not a problem.
Peace out, bro. Mr. Gafar, Justice, do you have any closing statements?
Yes, sir. Appreciate you for having me, brothers. Only go for only be wanted by a woman who wants you. Don't go for any type of racism. And yep, that's it for today. Have a good one, everyone. Have a good night.
Thank you, Gafar. Appreciate you, bro. Mr. Jane, do you have any closing statements?
Yes. I'll close with this. Treating someone differently based on how light or dark their skin color is a definition of stupidity. So I would say only go where you're celebrated, not where you're disliked, and not where you're tolerated. IP has this live, it's really old called "No Black Man is Ugly." It's one of my favorite lives. I haven't favored it, and he's right. Like you don't have to put up with anything, and you should go where you're celebrated. And I honestly, personally feel like brothers should be focused more on South East Asian women because they show us so much love. So I'll close out with that. Black men, you are not ugly. Leave and go where you're celebrated.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, Jane. Mr. Aaron, do you have any closing statements?
Yes, closing statement. I want to just say again, I agree with you 100,000% on your stance when it comes to China and black men visiting. And I also want to say, even if you're one of the handful of black men that has positive dating experiences with Chinese women in America, I still would not recommend you go to China because everything else you have to deal with outside the woman do not make it worth it. All the disrespect and racism and mistreatment you're going to have to deal with from the locals and the establishments. Even if you're good with the women, Chinese women, it's not worth it. And I'll close with that.
Amazing. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, Aaron. Hopefully we speak soon, okay?
Yes, talk to you.
Peace out, bro. All right. So, brothers, that was my thought on the IShowSpeed stuff. This is a this was a great stream. So if you want to come on the channel for an interview, hit me up on IG. You know my IG, right? I'll post it in the chat. Any country, whatever, I'm here, or any experiences you've been through, good, bad, or ugly, we will tell that story. We will tell that story. Okay? Again, make sure you follow me on Twitch and on Kick. We got Japan, Exposing Japan Part 2 coming up very soon. I'm tired. I'm going to get some sleep. Wake up tomorrow for a new day. Call approach a Chinese chick. Just joking. Just joking. No. Yeah, look forward to hopefully a good day. Shout out to all the callers. Appreciate y'all. And IP is out. Peace out. See ya. Why so, Cedric? Well, why does that give you a perspective on the 2008 Olympics? Out of interest? Oh, man. All right, so you type in a comment section, yeah? I'm out.